3 days after the Empire's attack, recovery team still pulled survivors from ruins. In Moscow, Colonel Marcus Hayes coordinated Earth's new orbital defense network. His team worked around the clock installing cloaking devices on thousands of satellites. These devices, built from technology reverse-engineered from Empire debris, could hide Earth's defensive assets. The cloaking works, but only partially, reported his chief engineer, Dr. Karen White. She stood before holographic displays showing test results. Their sensors can detect power signatures through the cloak. We need to reduce energy output while maintaining effectiveness. Hayes rubbed his tired eyes. Make it work, Karen. They're coming back, and next time they'll bring friends. Across the Pacific on the west coast of America, Ambassador Patricia Monroe arrived at a secure bunker in Colorado Springs. The underground facility housed Earth's emergency government. Monroe specialized in alien cultures, though she'd never met one. Now she faced the task of understanding an enemy that saw humans as insects. The Empire follows rigid protocols, Monroe explained to defense officials gathered in the war room. From the translated broadcasts, they're a fascist state where strength determines rank. Their society fears individuality and change. General Robert Wilson pointed at star charts on the wall. How long until they return? Based on their ships, departure vector 2 to 3 weeks, Monroe answered. But they might bring their full attack fleet. In orbit, Captain Alex Morgan's crew converted old cargo ships into defensive platforms. Morgan himself led a team scavenging parts from destroyed Empire shuttles. Every piece of alien technology gave Earth scientists new insights. Captain, their energy systems run on principles our physics textbooks never mentioned, said Ensign Maria Cruz, holding up an alien power core. Dr. White thinks we can create interference patterns that might disrupt their shields. Morgan nodded. Get it to the lab immediately. We need every advantage we can build. Meanwhile, in Geneva, scientists established the Global Defense Initiative. Dr. James Anderson led the research team focused on communication technology. His breakthrough came when he discovered Empire ships used quantum entanglement for long-range communication. If we can intercept their communications, we might predict their next move, Anderson explained to the UN Science Council. But their encryption runs on quantum levels. Breaking it could take months. Agent Linda Parker worked differently. She gathered intelligence by monitoring Empire transmissions that leaked through space. Her office, hidden beneath the Pentagon, filled with translated alien text fragments. They're arguing among themselves, Parker reported to Washington officials. References to the Earth problem and difficult species appear frequently. Some Empire members question the invasion wisdom. Parker's discovery offered hope. Earth wasn't alone in resisting the Empire. Multiple alien races communicated in secret, sharing information about Empire weaknesses. The Empire's one-ship blockade continued orbiting Earth's solar system. The alien vessel maintained position near Jupiter, monitoring all activity. Earth's reconnaissance craft, now equipped with partial cloaking, studied the ship from afar. They're scanning constantly, reported pilot Rachel Ford after returning from a scouting mission. Her stealth fighter carried modifications allowing extended space flights. Their sensors sweep for technological signatures, but our new dampening systems keep us hidden. Earth's manufacturing centers worked overtime producing defense systems. Factories that once built cars now assembled railguns and missile launchers. Orbital construction platforms welded armor plating onto civilian ships converted to military use. Director Michael Brooks coordinated global intelligence efforts. His team discovered the Empire's greatest weakness existed in their computer systems. The aliens relied on centralized control with minimal redundancy. Look at these patterns, Brooks showed his analysts. Their systems expect simple responses. Complex or creative solutions confuse their algorithms. We can exploit this with logic traps. Washington, D.C. began rebuilding its damaged sectors. Construction. Crews worked 24 hours daily. But defensive measures took priority over restoration. Underground bunkers connected major cities through reinforced tunnels. Earth prepared for a prolonged siege. President Blake addressed Earth's population weekly. Her speeches gained strength as resistance grew. We fight not just for survival, but for the right to choose our destiny. The Empire controls through fear. We respond with courage. In Australia, Lieutenant Ryan Foster joined an international team developing new weapons. Their project focused on modified nuclear warheads with gravitational manipulation. The theory suggested gravity waves could destabilize Empire shields. The mathematics check out, Foster explained to his team, but testing remains theoretical. We can't risk alerting the Empire to our capabilities. Space became humanity's new frontier in warfare preparation. Mining operations on the Moon accelerated extracting resources for defense platforms. Mars colonies built underground military factories beyond Empire surveillance. Private companies contributed resources freely. Tech corporations shared patents. Entertainment industry created propaganda boosting morale. Sports figures enlisted, becoming military officers. Earth united against the external threat. Dr. White led teams reverse engineering Empire technology. Her lab achieved breakthrough after breakthrough. Their deflector shields operate on harmonic frequencies, she announced at a defense meeting. If we can match and invert these frequencies, their own shields will tear their ships apart. Earth's space fleet expanded rapidly. 25 ships patrolled the solar system's edges. Each carried human ingenuity, spinning sections creating artificial gravity, modular designs allowing rapid repairs, and AI systems optimized for creative problem-solving. Colonel Hayes received reports of unusual activity from Neptune's orbit. The Empire monitoring ship moved position suddenly, accelerating toward the outer system. Something had caught their attention. "Sir, we're detecting massive energy signatures beyond our solar system," warned sensor operator Linda Barnes. "Multiple ships dropping from FTL travel. It's the Empire fleet." Hayes ordered immediate defensive preparations. Warning alarms sounded across Earth's military networks. Cloaked defense satellites powered up their weapons while maintaining stealth profiles. Ground-based observatories confirmed the approaching danger. 43 Empire warships appeared at the edge of the solar system. Each dwarfed Earth's largest vessels. Their black hulls bristled with weapon ports. Formation patterns suggested they'd practiced this assault countless times on other worlds. "Maintain defensive positions," ordered Admiral Richard Carter from the newly built Orbital Command Station. "Let them come to us. Our home advantage starts now." The Empire fleet approached in precise formation. Their lead ship broadcast on all frequencies. "Earth primitives, the Galactic Empire returns. Your defiance cost many lives. Submit now or face total extermination." Ambassador Monroe recognized the voice's different tone. This speaker held higher authority than Krell. She advised the president accordingly. "This is likely a regional governor or fleet commander. They've come to finish what Krell started." Blake consulted her military advisors before responding. Earth's preparations offered better odds than before. The population knew what freedom meant and what submission would cost. "This is Earth. We maintain our sovereignty. Your empire brings only slavery and death. We choose freedom, and will defend it with everything we possess." Morgan's fleet moved into attack positions using newly installed stealth systems. They appeared as asteroids on Empire sensors. The deception worked partially. Empire ships adjusted formation, anticipating meteor impacts while missing the military threat. "Prepare firing solutions," Morgan ordered. "Target their lead ships. Shield generators. Fire on my mark in 3, 2, 1, mark." Earth ships unleashed kinetic projectiles and focused energy bursts. The attack struck Empire shields, causing ripple effects across their defense fields. But the shields held. Return fire vaporized one Earth vessel instantly. The Galactic Empire began its systematic assault on the solar system's defenses. They targeted space stations first, then orbital platforms. Earth responded with coordinated counterattacks, utilizing tactics the Empire hadn't encountered. Small groups of human ships performed hit-and-run attacks. They fired, then immediately retreated into asteroid fields or behind planetary bodies. Empire vessels built for direct confrontation struggled to track such agile opponents. Dr. Anderson's team activated their secret weapon. Quantum interference began disrupting Empire communications. Their fleet formation lost coordination. Ships collided, attempting synchronized maneuvers. "It's working," Parks reported from her intelligence bunker. Their chatter mentions communication, disruption, and unauthorized maneuvers repeatedly. Earth's defense satellites, cloaked until now, uncloaked simultaneously and fired. Thousands of railguns hit Empire shields from unexpected angles. The assault overwhelmed several shield generators, causing cascading failures on 3 warships. But the Empire had numbers and superior firepower. They systematically destroyed Earth's outer defenses. Ships that ventured too far from the planet's protective shields became easy targets. Earth lost 5 vessels in rapid succession. The screens flickered across Earth as every television and computer monitor displayed the same message. 3 large alien ships appeared in orbit around Earth at exactly 3:47 p.m. Eastern Time. The ships were massive black rectangles that blotted out the stars. People stood frozen on sidewalks and in their offices, staring at the sky where news reporters pointed cameras upward. Captain Alex Morgan sat in his command chair aboard the space station Alpha 7. He watched the alien vessels through his forward windows. His crew of 20 men and women stood silent at their stations. Morgan gripped his coffee mug so hard his knuckles turned white. He had trained for this moment for 15 years but still felt unprepared. "Sir, they're broadcasting on all frequencies," said Lieutenant Ryan Foster at the communications station. His voice cracked slightly. "Put it on speakers," Morgan ordered. A deep mechanical voice filled the command center. "This is Ambassador Krell of the Galactic Empire. We demand an audience with the leaders of your primitive planet. We will descend in 1 of your hours." The connection ended with a harsh static burst. Morgan looked at his crew. They stared back, with wide eyes. Some were barely out of their 20s. Others had children back on Earth. "Captain, what do we do?" asked Ensign Maria Cruz. "We wait and we watch," Morgan replied. "Keep all systems online but no aggressive moves." In New York City, President Jennifer Blake sat in the Oval Office with her cabinet. Vice President Susan Matthews paced behind her desk. Secretary of State Martin Webb adjusted his glasses repeatedly while reading incoming reports from NASA and NORAD. "They're landing in Central Park," Webb said. "Multiple news crews are already there." "Do we have any idea what they want?" Matthews asked. "We're about to find out," Blake said. She turned to her chief of staff. "Prepare a motorcade. I'm going to meet them." The alien ship that landed was smaller than those in orbit. It looked like a silver teardrop turned upside down. Hundreds of people gathered around the police barricades in Central Park. News helicopters circled overhead. Police Chief Harold Watson tried to maintain order, but people pushed closer for a better view. A ramp extended from the ship's side. Ambassador Krell emerged. He stood 8 feet tall with gray, scaly skin. His forearms ended in clawed hands. His red eyes scanned the crowd. Behind him followed 4 similar creatures wearing black armor and carrying energy weapons. The crowd murmured and several people screamed. Children cried and adults grabbed their phones to record. Dr. Lisa Thompson arrived with the presidential convoy. As Earth's leading xenolinguist, she had studied alien languages for years, but those were theoretical. These aliens were real and terrifying. "Ambassador Krell," Thompson said, stepping forward with a trembling voice. "Welcome to Earth. I'm Dr. Lisa Thompson. I will translate for our president." "Your primitive vocal cords can speak our language?" Krell asked. His voice sounded like grinding metal. "No, sir. My translation device converts our speech patterns," Thompson explained, holding up a small silver disc. President Blake emerged from her limousine. She walked with forced confidence, though her Secret Service agents tensed with each step. She wore a navy blue suit and an American flag pin. "Ambassador Krell, I'm President Jennifer Blake. How can Earth assist the Galactic Empire today?" Krell leaned down until his red eyes were level with Blake's face. His breath smelled like sulfur. "You do not assist us. You join us. The Empire encompasses 5,000 star systems. Your solar system now belongs to us." Blake maintained eye contact, though her stomach churned. "We are a peaceful planet, but we value our independence. Earth chooses its own path." Krell's 4 arms spread wide. "You misunderstand. This is not a choice. The Empire decides. You are a backward species with basic space travel. Your weapons are toys. Your technology is primitive. You will submit or face destruction. The crowd grew quiet. News cameras zoomed in on the confrontation. Around the world, people watched their television screens with growing horror. Admiral Richard Carter contacted Morgan through the secure military channel. "Captain, prepare defensive positions. Do not engage unless fired upon." "Understood, sir," Morgan replied. His crew moved to battle stations. Earth's defense fleet consisted of 12 ships, small compared to what orbited above them but equipped with humanity's best technology. Back in Central Park, Blake stood firm. "We decline your offer, Ambassador. Earth will remain free." Krell's red eyes narrowed. "I will return to my ship. You have 1 hour to reconsider. If you refuse again, we will demonstrate our power." His claws scraped the ground as he turned and walked back to his ship. The ramp retracted and the ship lifted silently into the sky. It rejoined the massive vessels in orbit. Blake returned to the White House. Emergency meetings began immediately. World leaders held video conferences. Military commanders prepared strategies. In the United Nations building, representatives from every nation gathered. Chinese Ambassador Wei Chen spoke first. "We must consider the survival of our species." "Surrender means slavery," replied Russian Ambassador Dmitry Petrov. "History teaches us this." British Ambassador Elizabeth Hamilton added, "Do we even know what submission means to them? What would they demand?" Japanese Ambassador Kenji Nakamura pulled up files on his tablet. "My scientists report their ships use energy signatures we've never seen. Their technology is centuries ahead of ours." French Ambassador Marie Dubois leaned forward. "But do we know they'll spare us if we submit? What if this is just the first step toward our extinction?" The debates continued as the hour ticked down. In space, Captain Morgan received new orders. "Morgan, take the fleet to defensive formation Gamma. Protect the orbital stations and communication satellites." Earth's 12 ships moved into positions above major cities. Morgan's Alpha 7 station coordinated their movements. Civilian spacecraft evacuated from orbital space. Mars colonies went on high alert. The lunar base powered up its emergency shields. News anchors updated the world minute by minute. Sources confirm the president has rejected the Empire's demand. "We have 40 minutes remaining until their deadline." In Chicago, Rebecca Walsh gathered her 3 children in the basement. Across America and around the world, families huddled together. Some prayed. Others checked emergency supplies. Many simply watched the sky and waited. The hour passed. On orbit, display screens showed one of the alien ships beginning to glow. Energy built up along its black surface, crackling with purple light. The weapon charged for 30 seconds, then fired a beam toward Earth. The beam struck the Pacific Ocean 500 miles from Hawaii. Water vaporized instantly. A massive steam explosion shot into the atmosphere. Satellites recorded the moment from multiple angles. The beam lasted 3 seconds and created a crater 2 miles wide in the ocean floor. Tsunami warnings broadcast along the entire Pacific Rim. Morgan clenched his jaw. "Maintain positions. Do not return fire." His orders prevented a war Earth couldn't win. Yet. Krell's voice boomed across all communication networks. "That was a warning. Next time we target a city, you have another hour to surrender." Inside the White House Situation Room, Blake met with her military advisors. General David Clark spread maps across the table. "Madam President, we can evacuate coastal cities, but millions will remain at risk. Our railguns can scratch their paint but won't stop them," admitted Air Force General Lisa Martinez. Commander of Space Operations General Kevin Wright added, "Their ship's shield technology absorbs our energy weapons. Projectiles impact, but minimal damage occurs." Blake studied the grim faces around her. "What are our options?" Admiral Carter answered, "We have 2 choices. Submit to unknown terms or go down fighting." In orbit, Morgan watched radar tracks of the alien ships. His sensor operator, Linda Barnes, reported, "Captain, detecting energy buildup again. It's different this time, multiple signatures." "All ships prepare evasive maneuvers," Morgan ordered. "Evacuate orbital stations to Earth-facing side." The Empire ships powered up again, this time targeting urban centers. Sydney, London, Mumbai, Cairo, São Paulo, New York, Los Angeles, Tokyo, Moscow, Beijing. The beams charged simultaneously. Morgan made a choice. All ships launch countermeasures, deploy chaff clouds between their targeting systems and Earth. It won't stop them but might disrupt their aim slightly. Earth's fleet fired metallic chaff packages, creating interference patterns. The Empire ships fired. Some beams missed their marks by miles, hitting open water instead of cities. Others struck exactly on target. London's financial district vaporized. Millions watched live footage of buildings disappearing in purple light. Mumbai port vanished in steam. São Paulo's historic center became a crater. Cairo's pyramids stood while modern sections turned to glass. The death toll reached 500,000 in minutes. Earth's ships retreated to minimum safe distance, maintaining their defensive positions. Morgan felt sick watching the destruction. His crew remained silent at their stations. Krell broadcast again. "You see our mercy. We targeted minimal civilian areas. Submit now or we eliminate your major population centers." In Washington, D.C., people crowded the streets around the White House. They chanted, "No surrender," and waved American flags. Similar protests erupted worldwide. Humans united against their common threat. Blake faced the cameras for what might be her final speech. "Citizens of Earth, the Galactic Empire has shown us their cruelty. They killed our people, destroyed our..." Vice Admiral Sarah Miller watched the Golden ships annihilate Empire vessels with practiced efficiency. Her fleet of Earth ships held position at minimum safe distance from the sudden battle. The mysterious newcomers hadn't answered hailing frequencies. Translation: "Systems are picking up their broadcasts," reported Communications Officer Kate Sullivan. It's English. "This is Admiral Trent Walker of the Galactic Liberation Front." The voice sounded surprisingly American. "We're here to assist Earth's..." Sorry, we're late to the party. Miller's crew exchanged confused glances. Liberation Front? They'd never heard of such an organization. But watching Empire ships explode restored their combat enthusiasm. "This is Vice Admiral Miller. We appreciate the support, but who exactly are you?" Walker's Golden flagship positioned alongside Miller's ship. A holographic map appeared on Earth's main display showing multiple star systems highlighted in blue. "We're the species the Empire thought they'd crushed. Humans weren't their first mistake. They also underestimated the Valkorians, Nexari, and Tethran." Morgan's ships joined the conversation from their attack positions. "You're saying other species successfully resisted the Empire?" "Resisted and united," Walker confirmed. "Your defiance reached us through quantum spy networks. We've been watching your fight with growing admiration, decided to introduce ourselves personally." The combined fleet pressed advantage against confused Empire forces. Walker's ships demonstrated technology Earth hadn't imagined. Weapons that phased through shields. FTL combat maneuvers. Shields that reflected enemy fire back at attackers. On Earth, Professor James Anderson detected quantum communication signatures different from Empire patterns. His team quickly deciphered the Liberation Front's encryption protocols. "Their tech surpasses even Empire standards," Anderson reported to headquarters. "But it's somehow familiar. Parts of their code resemble our logic structures." Agent Linda Parker accessed Liberation Front databases now available through shared network access. What she found explained everything. "They're human colonists who left Earth 500 years ago," Parker announced to stunned intelligence officers. "The Lost Generation ship program. 8 ships departed before faster-than-light technology existed. They found habitable worlds, developed independently, and eventually met other resistant species." Walker's fleet executed pinpoint strikes against Empire's remaining 47 vessels. Earth ships adapted quickly to combined tactics. Empire couldn't maintain formation as more ships succumbed to dual assault patterns. "Look at those maneuvers," Morgan admired watching holographic displays. "They're using tactics I've only theorized about." Liberation ships deployed boarding parties against damaged Empire vessels. Tall armored humans wearing advanced combat suits overwhelmed alien crews. They captured ships intact with technology intact. Dr. Karen White received direct communication From Walker's chief scientist, Veronica Hayes. Your shield harmonics are impressive for your technology level. We have enhanced versions you might find useful. Technical data streams flooded Earth's science network. Liberation Front shared weapons schematics, shield improvements, and FTL, navigation systems. 500 years of independent development offered leapfrog advancement opportunities. Raxnar, the Empire fleet commander, transmitted final ultimatum. Unknown vessels are violating Galactic Empire sovereignty. Withdraw immediately or face annihilation from reinforcement fleets. Walker responded with contempt. Your threats hold no weight, Raxnar. We've defeated 4 of your governor's fleets. This solar system now belongs to free species. Intense battle erupted as both sides committed everything to combat. Empire ships attempted desperate tactics, suicide dives aimed at Earth's surface. Kamikaze runs targeting orbital stations. Self-destructions intended to damage nearby ships. Major Daniel Lewis implemented improved slingshot strikes using technical assistance from Liberation designers. 10-kilometer asteroids accelerated to 15% light speed. Even Empire's strongest shields shattered against concentrated kinetic impact. That's magnificent, commented Walker, watching asteroid bombardment. We developed similar tactics independently. Great minds think alike across stellar distances. Smith's engineering team rapidly integrated Liberation technology into Earth's defense grid. Enhanced shields protected orbital facilities. Improved weapons increased effective range and damage output. Combined human ingenuity produced superior results. Director Michael Brooks collaborated with Liberation cyber warfare specialists. Together they created the Pandora Protocol, malicious code that simultaneously triggered overload in every Empire ship's central processor. Their quantum encryption keys follow predictable patterns, Brooks explained. Simple vulnerability for programmers who expect perfect code execution. Liberation Intel Officer Commander Rebecca Walsh briefed Earth leadership about galactic politics. The Empire controls half the known galaxy through intimidation. Most species submit rather than fight. Your resistance changed that calculation. How many species resist actively? Asked President Blake. Before Earth, 12 organized resistance groups. Now, 43 systems report anti-Empire activity. Your broadcasts inspired unprecedented defiance. The battle entered its endgame phase. Empire ships numbered only 18. Combined human fleets surrounded remaining vessels. But Raxnar had one final card to play. Activate Doomsday Protocol, he commanded through failing systems. If we cannot claim this system, neither shall anyone else. Empire's flagship began destabilizing its antimatter containment. Such explosion would atomize everything within 20 light minutes. The shockwave would reach Earth in 16 minutes. They're triggering antimatter detonation, warned Kate Sullivan, panic clear in her voice. Yield estimates suggest total system annihilation. Morgan acted instantly. All ships maintain distance. Can we contain or redirect the blast? Walker's fleet moved with coordinated precision. 4 golden ships arranged themselves around the Empire flagship, forming perfect tetrahedron formation. Blue energy fields connected the Liberation vessels, creating containment shell. It's risky, Walker admitted, but we can absorb containment into our shield matrix. Your solar system will survive. We might not. Earth ships watched helplessly as gravity within the energy shell warped and twisted space. Empire flagship vanished in white flash. Liberation ships strained against massive energy release. Their golden hulls cracked with overload stress. It's too much, Walker's engineer reported. Shield strength dropping to critical levels. Hold position, Walker commanded. We didn't come light years to watch Earth die saving us. Liberation. Front vessels pushed shield generators beyond safety limits. 2 ships suffered catastrophic failure. Their crews transported safely to allies before hull breaches destroyed ships completely. But containment held. The antimatter explosion compressed into singularity, then harmlessly dissipated into space-time foam. Solar system remained intact. Earth had survived its greatest threat. That's the war, Miller said quietly, surveying the aftermath. We won. Relief celebrations erupted across Earth. But victory came with understanding that galactic conflict would continue. Walker's surviving ships had proven a fact. The Empire could be beaten, but cost was always high. "What happens now?" Morgan asked Walker during damage assessment meetings. "We rebuild," Walker replied. "Earth joins the Liberation Front. Together, we resist Empire expansion. Free species should choose their own destiny." Reconstruction began immediately. Earth's factories retooled using Liberation technology. New ships incorporated both human creativity and advanced alien science. Hybrid designs exceeded either parent technology. The Empire withdrew from the sector. They declared Earth a quarantine zone prohibiting access. Private directives labeled humans as aggressively resistant species, requiring overwhelming force for future contact. Months after victory, Agent Parker received transmission from deep Empire territory. The message originated from the Thiki, species that had secretly assisted Earth during the invasion. "Your triumph echoes throughout Empire space. Resistance cells organize on core worlds. Strikes against military installations increase daily. The Empire fears species learning Earth's methods." Earth established its first embassy on Valkorion Prime, capital of the Liberation Front. Ambassador Patricia Monroe began her role as humanity's face to the wider galaxy. She found a universe both wonderful and terrifying. "The Empire spans thousands of systems," she reported to Congress. "But they're not invincible. Their strength derives from intimidation and isolated conquests. United, resistance breaks their power." Vice Admiral Sarah Miller received promotion to Supreme Commander of Earth Space Force. Her mission: defend Sol System while supporting Liberation allies. The war wasn't over. Earth had merely graduated from victim to strategic player. In the Mamuray victory's aftermath, human societies united more firmly than any crisis had achieved. Global government formed organically. Resource sharing replaced competition. Space exploration transformed from national ventures to human advancement. Dr. Karen White led international team adapting Liberation technology to human production capabilities. They created wonders: ships crossing galactic distances in days, weapons that could shatter moons, shields deflecting stellar radiation. Major Daniel Lewis entered the Lunar Command Center through Airlock 7. He carried datapads filled with unconventional warfare tactics he'd developed during 6 months of wargaming. The battle for Earth's solar system entered its third week, and humanity needed something extraordinary. "Major, what's this insanity you've been working on?" asked General Kevin Wright, examining the plans. "Sir, we've been fighting their war," Lewis explained, pointing at star charts. "We need to change the rules. Empire ships excel at energy-based combat, but struggle with ballistic physics our ancestors mastered." His plan seemed absurd. Lewis proposed using Earth's moon as a gravitational slingshot to launch massive kinetic impactors at FTL-capable targets. Their shields deflect energy, but they're not designed to stop mass traveling at relativistic speeds. While commanders debated Lewis's tactics, Captain Rachel Ford prepared for another dangerous mission. Her stealth fighter, nicknamed Shadowrunner, had survived 7 encounters with Empire patrols. Tonight's target: the Empire's communication relay ship hiding behind Jupiter's 4th moon. "You're getting cocky, Ford," warned her wingman Loametern. Peter Chang. Their mission orders appeared on cockpit displays. "Intel says they've adapted to our stealth signatures." Ford grinned, though he couldn't see her face through the helmet. "Let them try. I've got a few surprises of my own." Their ships launched from Lunar Base Alpha. Modified engines reduced heat signatures to background radiation levels. Solar panels retracted like metal wings. They drifted more than flew, using micro-adjustments to navigate asteroid fields. On Earth, Director Michael Brooks cracked his knuckles before diving into Empire data streams. His team of hackers found vulnerability patterns in alien systems. Empire programmers wrote perfect code that couldn't handle imperfection. Human code, messy and adaptive, confounded their error correction protocols. "I'm in their logistics network," Brooks announced to his sleepy team at 3 a.m. "They're struggling with supply lines. Their fleet wasn't prepared for extended combat." He deployed custom-written logic bombs into Empire systems. These digital parasites didn't destroy data. Instead, they introduced tiny calculation errors. that compounded over time. Navigation systems drifted slightly off course. Weapon targeting accuracy decreased by fractions of percentages. The Empire noticed the degradation but couldn't find its source. Their debugging algorithms searched for obvious malware while ignoring subtle manipulation. Human chaos infiltrated their order. On Mars, underground factories operated at maximum capacity. Workers built unconventional weapons using industrial materials. Mining explosive charges became ship-to-ship missiles. Construction robots received combat programming. Everything that could fly became a potential weapon. Agent Linda Parker received encrypted transmission from the Thiki, a species the Empire had conquered 50 years earlier. They offered technical data in exchange for hope that the Empire could be beaten. The Empire's hierarchy is unshakable from outside, the Thiki message explained. But internal doubts grow. Many species serve unwillingly. Your resistance inspires quiet rebellion. Parker presented this to President Blake. We're not fighting alone, but we can't count on open support. Other species fear Empire retribution. Blake nodded gravely. We continue fighting for everyone's freedom, whether they can help or not. The battle's intensity increased daily. Empire ships attacked orbital defense platforms while Earth vessels launched guerrilla strikes. Captain Morgan coordinated from his flagship, now a heavily modified cargo hauler bristling with improvised weapons. Their patrol patterns are predictable, reported his tactical officer Brandon Miller. They follow formation protocols too rigidly. Morgan smiled at this observation. Let's test that theory. All ships, prepare for maneuver Delta 7. Human ships scattered across the solar system like seeds in wind. Empire vessels tried following, but their coordination relied on the quantum communication network Brooks had infected. Ships pursuing one target received updates about another, creating confusion. The next phase of Earth's resistance began at 600 hours GMT. Major Lewis's plan received approval for limited trials. Teams positioned massive asteroids in calculated orbits. Rock haulers became slingshot weapons using orbital mechanics. Accelerate to release point, Lewis commanded from Lunar Command. Target Empire Dreadnought Alpha 3. A 500-ton asteroid whipped around the moon's gravity well, gaining velocity. It reached 10% light speed before impact. The Empire ship's shields flared brilliantly, but the mass overwhelmed energy barriers. Metal crumpled against rock. Both objects disintegrated in silent explosion. Empire response came immediately. They targeted the moon's surface, attempting to destroy launch positions, but Earth had prepared for this. Dummy launchers attracted fire while real systems hid in lunar caves. Dr. Karen White achieved breakthrough with shield harmonics. Her lab identified the exact frequencies Empire deflectors used. Modified ship weapons could now create destructive resonance patterns. Test results exceed predictions. White reported, excitement clear in her voice. Sustained harmonic disruption will tear their ships apart in minutes. Captain Ford returned from her mission behind Jupiter. Her fighter limped home with multiple hull breaches. Chang hadn't made it back, but her attack succeeded. The communication relay was destroyed, cutting Empire fleet coordination to this solar system region. Relay station neutralized, Ford reported through bloody lips. Chang bought me time with a ram maneuver. He won't be coming home. Earth mourned its dead and prepared for the next phase. Empire reinforcements couldn't reach this sector for weeks without quantum relay. The invaders faced fighting alone with dwindling supplies. Brooks escalated cyber warfare. His team created the Babylon virus, code that translated all Empire communications into different alien languages randomly. Ships received orders in languages their crews didn't understand. This is working better than expected. Brooks chuckled, watching Empire distress signals multiply. They're shooting at their own ships because they can't understand confirmation codes. The Empire attempted new tactics. They split their fleet, targeting multiple objectives simultaneously. Earth responded by revealing secret assets. Cloaked mines detonated in ship paths. Asteroid belt factories launched suicide drones made from ore haulers, but the Empire adapted faster than expected. They assigned crude but effective solutions. Ships traveled minimum safe distances apart. Communication relied on laser bursts instead of quantum channels. Fighters screened larger vessels from kamikaze attacks. In Week 4, the battle entered stalemate. Empire forces controlled deep solar system space, but couldn't approach inner planets without severe losses. Earth's fleet remained intact but couldn't push Empire ships toward the edge. During this pause, secret messages arrived from multiple conquered species. The Zinthari, master engineers forced to build Empire weapons, sent technical specifications of Empire power cores. The Kellogg, once proud warriors, provided battlegroup tactics. The Orsini shared data on Empire weak points. "We're receiving help from those they enslaved," Monroe reported to the War Council. "These species can't rebel openly, but they undermine the Empire through data sharing." President Blake authorized Agent Parker to establish covert communications network. Soon, dozens of species shared intelligence, creating an underground resistance movement across the galaxy. The Empire's fleet commander Raxnar grew frustrated. Extended campaigns taxed his resources. His crew quality decreased as losses mounted. He required decisive victory to avoid political consequences at home. "Prepare planetary bombardment protocols," Raxnar ordered. "Total surrender or total destruction." Earth detected energy buildup in Empire ships. Massive planet-killing weapons charged for synchronized firing. The invasion force prepared to end the conflict through overwhelming destruction. On Earth, alarms sounded in every city. This wasn't drill or warning. The Empire prepared genocide if surrender didn't come within hours. Citizens retreated to designated shelters, though defenses wouldn't save everyone. "So this is how it ends," Wright said to his staff. "Not with submission, but with defiance until death." In the lunar command bunker, Morgan received new orders. "All ships concentrate on attack formation Omega. We go down fighting with everything we have." Earth vessels dropped stealth pretenses and charged toward Empire fleet positions. No more guerrilla warfare. No more hiding. Humanity would meet its end attacking the invaders with pure desperation and courage. But as human ships accelerated to battle speed, space rippled with energy signatures. 4 large vessels dropped from FTL directly into combat zone. These ships displayed bright golden hulls unlike anything Earth had encountered. "Unknown vessels have entered battle space," reported Barnes with confusion. "They're firing on Empire ships." The newcomers moved with deadly precision. Their weapons sliced through Empire shields like paper. Return fire merely scratched their hulls. 4 ships demolished 16 Empire vessels in minutes of combat. Confusion spread across both fleets. Had Earth gained allies? Supreme Commander John Kelly stood before the tactical display in Earth's orbital command. 6 months after defeating the initial invasion, Earth's fleet now numbered 200 ships. Human engineering combined with liberation technology created vessels beyond either parent civilization's dreams. "The Empire mobilizes response fleets," reported his intelligence officer, Marcus Wright. 300 ships heading for our sector. They want to finish what they started." Kelly nodded, studying force projections. "Let them come. Last time they faced Earth unprepared. This time we meet them ready." Ambassador Claire Watson prepared for her most important diplomatic mission. At the neutral meeting zone near the galactic core, she would deliver Earth's ultimatum to the Empire's high command. Her ship, the Freedom's Voice, carried quantum communication equipment maintaining connection to Earth. "Madam Ambassador, they've agreed to our terms," said her aide Benjamin Taylor. "They'll meet at the station tomorrow morning." Watson reviewed her prepared speech. 6 months proved that force alone wouldn't contain the Empire. Diplomacy backed by strength offered the only path forward. She'd deliver clear message. Submit to galactic peace or face annihilation. On Valkorion Prime, General Robert Mitchell commanded the largest joint training exercise in liberation history. Human, Valkorion, Tethran, and Nixari forces practiced combined maneuvers. Ships weaved through asteroid fields performing impossible formation flying. "Your pilots have natural talent," remarked Valkorion General Kethnar. His 4 arms gestured appreciatively. "They improvise better than any species we've encountered." Mitchell grinned. "We learned adaptability fighting alone. Now with your technology, we'll show the Empire real warfare." In Earth's southern hemisphere, massive construction projects neared completion. The transcontinental defense grid linked underground bunkers through shielded tunnels. Civilian populations could evacuate within hours. Military responses automated through AI coordination. Dr. Lisa Thompson, now director of xenoanthropology, studied cultural reports from liberated systems. Patterns emerged showing empire control methods varied by species. Some worlds suffered military occupation, others endured economic slavery. Understanding these patterns helped liberation forces tailor support strategies. Each liberation requires different approaches, Thompson explained to her research team. The empire adapts their control to species psychology. We must be equally flexible. Captain Alex Morgan led advanced reconnaissance missions mapping empire supply routes. His ship, renamed Spirit of Resistance, penetrated deep into empire territory, gathering crucial intelligence. Cloaking technology evolved far beyond initial designs. Supply depot coordinates confirmed, Morgan reported from his hidden position. They're shipping weapons to frontier systems. Major buildup starting. Agent Linda Parker coordinated with resistance cells throughout Empire space. Her network expanded daily as more systems joined the cause. Parker's office transmitted instructions in 50 alien languages simultaneously. The Empire's response came at dawn on Mars time. Warning alarms screamed across orbital stations. 300 Imperial warships dropped from FTL at the system's edge. Battle stations, Kelly commanded. Execute defensive plan Prometheus. Unlike months ago, Earth didn't wait for invasion. The defensive fleet jumped to meet Empire forces at the heliopause. Liberation ships joined immediately, doubling human numbers. What Empire expected to be easy victory became intricate battle. Kelly's tactical innovations surprised Imperial commanders. Human ships split into attack packs using wolf pack tactics. They targeted supply ships first, isolating combat vessels from support. Liberation vessels created space-time distortions, pulling Empire vessels from formation. Their shields operate on predictable frequencies, reported Weapons Officer Rachel Adams. The frequency cycling Karen developed is shredding them. Empire ships struggled adapting to creative attacks. They fired where targets were instead of where they'd be. Human vessels performed random maneuvers powered by chaos algorithms. Predicting their path became impossible. At the neutral station, Ambassador Watson faced 5 Imperial governors. Their tall forms towered above her delegation. Scars and cybernetic enhancements showed battle experience. They expected intimidation, not negotiation. The Galactic Empire demands immediate surrender of Earth and all allied systems, began Governor Thrax. Watson smiled confidently. The Earth Consortium has different terms. The Empire will cease all expansion immediately. All occupied species will receive autonomy. War crimes tribunals will judge your military leadership. Thrax's mechanical eye word focusing. You dare dictate terms to the Empire? I deliver reality, Watson replied. Your fleet currently losing more ships than they destroy. Your supply lines disrupted. Resistance movements activating throughout your territory. Submit to peace or watch your empire crumble. Space near Earth blazed with weapons fire. Kelly rotated fresh ships into combat, while damaged vessels retreated for repairs. Combined human liberation tactics devastated Imperial formations. 3 Empire vessels exploded for every Allied loss. Their command ship is isolated, Morgan noted from his observation position. Should we press attack? Negative, Kelly responded. Let them witness the battle. Fear and doubt serve us better than total destruction. On thousands of planets, hidden receivers broadcast battle footage. Empire citizens saw mighty fleets struggling against supposed primitives. Propaganda claimed easy victory. Reality showed desperate defense. Morgan's intelligence team noticed Empire ships hesitating. Some vessels fell back without orders. Others fired ineffectively. Command structure broke down under sustained assault. They're losing cohesion, Morgan reported. Requesting permission to offer surrender terms, Kelly approved. Opening channels to all Empire ships, he broadcast. This is Earth. Surrender your vessels or face annihilation. We offer mercy to those who cease hostilities. 12 Empire ships stopped firing. They transmitted surrender codes and powered down weapons. Their captains faced imprisonment rather than death fighting hopeless battle. Watson pushed advantage in negotiations. Your military admits defeat. Accept peace terms or civil war destroys what our weapons spare. Thrax's cybernetic implants sparked with stress. Other governors showed similar tension. Imperial unity cracked under dual military and diplomatic pressure. The Empire agrees to ceasefire, Thrax conceded. Terms will be negotiated. News spread instantly across lightwave networks. Celebrations erupted on liberated worlds. Earth's cities filled with cheering crowds, but Kelly maintained vigilance. Ceasefires sometimes masked preparation for renewed attack. Hold positions, he ordered. Peace requires verification, not just words. Emperor Valicon IV addressed Empire citizens from his throne world. Mechanical body language suggested controlled rage. His 10,000 years' reign never faced such humiliation. The Empire recognizes Earth's sovereignty, he declared through clenched mechanical jaw. Our expansion pause, temporarily, while strength rebuilds. Behind grandiose words, reality emerged. Internal Empire communications intercepted by Porter revealed deep division. Military governors plotted against the throne. Border worlds declared independence. Civil unrest threatened core systems. The Empire's strength was facade, Porter explained to congressional hearing, based on overwhelming single targets. Against united opposition and internal revolt, their system collapses. Watson's diplomatic team negotiated terms that reshaped galactic politics. No species would be forced into membership. All territories could choose affiliation. Military expansion limited strictly. War crimes tribunals would address atrocities. We're changing the galaxy's power structure, Watson reported to President Blake. Not just winning a war, but establishing new rules for civilization. Morgan led the first Earth exploration fleet beyond known space. Their mission: find more allies and potential threats. The galaxy proved vast beyond imagination. Every star system held possibilities. We've opened door to infinite frontier, Morgan said, watching star charts expand. The Empire's defeat creates opportunity for discovery and cooperation. Earth transformed into galactic center for innovation. Species brought technologies, ideas, and perspectives. The combined knowledge created breakthroughs in every field. Medicine eliminated diseases affecting dozens of species. Engineering produced ships crossing galactic distances instantly. Supreme Commander Kelly established the Galactic Freedom Defense Initiative. This organization responded to requests for protection from any species facing external threats. Kelly's first external mission answered distress from peaceful species attacked by space pirates. We learned importance of defending freedom everywhere, Kelly explained. Empire expansion succeeded because peaceful species faced aggression alone. 5 years after first contact, Ambassador Watson opened Earth's first permanent embassy on Empire's capital world. The building design featured transparent walls symbolizing openness after millennia of imperial secrets. Earth maintains its declaration, Watson announced during opening ceremony. The Empire is still not welcome as conqueror, but as neighbor, seeking peace. Connections can develop. Former Emperor Valicon, now powerless figurehead, attended ceremony. His mechanical form showed age and defeat. Earth changed the galaxy's destiny, he admitted.